Hi, everybody. I'm Mel Dorr, the Aloha Shirt Psychic or Psycho. And I've got Linda G in the house. Hey, hi, Linda. We're pre-recording this today. We're not live. I'm still learning how to do StreamYard. And also a special hello to Ron Carlson. And
Hey,
Ron,
Ron.
hi, Ron. And Ron has a YouTube channel too, actually. One called Faces of the Forgotten, and he goes into cemeteries and finds these people who died, and that 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 they were forgotten about, and so he goes and kind of
Well, he tells a great story. He gives the history on it. He tells what happened. I
right.
remember one particular story. Well, this girl was murdered, and someone tried to steal her body, I think. And he talked about that. This was in the 1800s. But he is the best storyteller. He
Well,
captivates you.
yeah, what he does is he takes cases where it could be a murder or a missing person, or he did Our Lady of Angels fire here in Chicago, or the Eastland disaster, and like what happened to some of those people. And he's got a historian. Hi, Britton is the historian, and I think there's somebody else. And so that is Faces the Forgotten, but he started a new one called Intangible Quest. And so it's kind of a carryover of Faces of the Forgotten, but what they do is they go back and they're looking at stories from the past. Could be murders, could be missing people, and they see what they can come up with. And so they asked me to go someplace to work on something, and I didn't know what it was. Well, the first time we went up to Wisconsin, yes, but the second time I had no clue. And we did it, and it came out very interesting. And also, Ron has met Linda and
Via
has
phone. Now, he didn't know that I was one of his biggest fans.
no, he did not.
He didn't know. And
I told
I
him you were a
brought to
fan, but
him.
I told him that you were a fan of his, but I didn't say.
Oh, when I was outside, working in my garden, I would listen to him. And every time I go outside, if I'm working on something out there, I have to have Faces of the Forgotten on.
Uh, I mean, it was, yeah, it's really, and it was funny. I was at home one night and I heard Ron's voice, and I thought, why am I hearing Ron Carlson in my head? And I went in the living room. My husband was watching Faces of the Forgotten, as our Faces of the Unknown.
Very interesting show.
Right.
Even if you're not into the paranormal, that is not paranormal, the Faces of the Forgotten.
No, but
And also, they buy headstones for people who don't have headstones.
yes, they do. That's another thing that Ron does. But Intangible Quest is more
Paranormal related.
But anyway, I went in the living room, and my husband was watching Faces of the Forgotten. So, but Linda got to meet Ron over the phone, and
I might come on and do something with you guys.
She has agreed to come on and do
They
something.
said, yeah, Linda, we'd love to have you. So listen, we like sandwiches. Ron likes tea. Mel likes a cocktail.
And Linda told Ron that he could contact her at bodacious.com.
Yeah, Ron, write me at Bodacious. Did you tell him that story? You
No.
did? No. Oh, good.
I'm going to.
Okay.
That was Linda's joke I just stole, by the way.
Yeah, bodacioustatas.com.
Yeah.
And be sure to tell them about my double wides.
Your petite extra large.
My petite like extra mine. Large.
Anyway, so that's that. And I've been thinking about this for a very long time. And so I am going to start, I'll keep doing this YouTube channel, so don't worry.
Absolutely.
I'm going to start a new one called Inside the Paranormal. And so now that I've said Inside the Paranormal, nobody can steal it, right?
Yeah.
And it's going to be linked to this channel, but we'll just, I'll tell stories about some of the cases I've worked on and the outcomes, if there was a closure. We'll talk about different paranormal things, and part of that is going to be, is it real, is it not real, or just leave the question mark up to the audience to decide.
Okay.
So anyway, I've already got a bunch of stuff in mind, so I just have to, but it's going to be called Inside the Paranormal. And I've been wanting to do it for a long time. And my guys gave me that name years ago and told me that I said, should I do it a television show? And they kept, I'm an Aries. And when God was handing out patients, I stood in the attitude line and they were like, no, wait. And then when this whole YouTube thing started, I thought about it. And I just kind of backburnered it because my guide said it wasn't the time. And then when Ron contacted me, and Linda, I talked to you about it as well. I brought it up to Ron and he said, Mel, you got to do it.
Yeah.
And so here we are. So I'm excited.
Yeah.
Anyway, so that's that. So let's get started, shall we? I'm
Shall
excited
we?
about working with Linda on some paranormal cases. I'm gonna call them psychic missions. Inside the paranormal, psychic missions. Isn't that good?
That sounds great.
Yep. All righty. The next thing I want to say real quick is I got a comment on the community board from somebody saying that she had been watching for a couple years and but that she was very disappointed
Yeah.
with everybody predictions and that we lost the House and the Senate. And I responded back to that. Why is it when we're right, everybody's applauding, but when we miss, we catch all this negativity? And I answered back, we have not lost the Senate. And this one's what it was still up for grabs. We will win the Senate. And there's a possibility we could even take the House.
Or if we lose it, it's very small amounts.
It's very tiny. And you know what? Who lost really in these elections? The Republicans did.
Oh, yeah.
Big time.
I don't know about you. Did you get over that big red wave, by the way? How's your house doing? How's your house doing since the big red wave?
Oh,
Was
yeah.
there any damage?
So anyway.
You're always going to have people like that. So.
I know, but I just wanted to touch on that and say that, if I get negative comments like that, I'm just going to delete them and block from my channel because I don't want that negativity. It takes a lot for us to do these shows. We have to do our homework. And one person even commented, well, the things that you got right were the ones that were thought to win anyway. Nobody, wrong. That's just wrong.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep doing my work regardless. And you're going to keep doing your work regardless. And here we are. But any negative comments like that, I will remove and I will block you from my channel, period.
Right.
I mean, if you have a positive criticism to make or a positive suggestion, I'm all on it. No problem.
Right.
But when you
otherwise, open your own channel.
I'm sorry?
Otherwise, open your own channel.
That's correct. When it gets negative like that, not going to deal with it.
Yeah. There's a lot of Debbie Downers out there, though.
Well, it was more than Debbie Downer. It was more denigrating, and it was just not nice. And I can understand people feeling down and frustrated. That I can deal with, but not negativity like that. That's just not cool. So anyway, I don't want to give any more energy. So there.
There you go. You said your piece. We're done.
Well, it's true. I think I speak for all of us.
Yeah.
Not that I'm the mouthpiece for the whole community.
Oh, by the way, this was mass amount of people. Oh. Sterling, everybody. We all called. It was just so weird that the last time in 2020, I got 90% correct. And then this time was so off. The
thing that people aren't looking at is the Republicans said they're going to have this red wave. And I wore red today saying, ha, 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 Republicans, not as good as you think. I shouldn't do that, should I? It wasn't even a pink trickle. It was, look at all these states that were conservative, but they voted in Democrats because they wanted women's right to choose.
Exactly. That was huge. When they took down Roe versus Wade, my guys, the first thing they said was, they're handing the Democrats the midterms.
Well, and the other part of it was, look at how in some of these states that, they voted Democrat because they knew that those Trumplicans, if they got in office, it was going to be a you know what show.
They
And
were even going to cut voting rights.
exactly, right?
Well, they said Biden took his sidekicks, the ones that work with him, his advisors, told him not to go there when he said, I'm going to go on democracy. And he made that big speech. And they were like, oh, you need to concentrate on this or that. And he said, no, I'm going to go on democracy. And that is exactly what people want. They want a democracy. They don't want no more naysayers. It was rigged.
They don't want the big lie. They don't want the Marjorie Taylor Greens or the man. Maybe some do.
I told you guys a long time ago, I think the Republicans, who wasn't, you know, really a terrible, not like this. I think they're going to calm down and reevaluate themselves.
Well, they kind of have to now that Trump is falling and now they've learned. But the thing that bothers me, and we talked about this before, is that where were they and why didn't they have the backbone to speak up to Trump when he was pulling all of his shenanigans?
He just had too many things on them.
You're
Thanks
right.
to Russia.
And they were afraid of him, but so much for
they were afraid of him.
Well, that just, you know what, that even makes it worse in my book.
Yeah. Yeah, and then if you spoke up against him, you were crap, you know.
If you didn't talk up against him, then you were for him, period.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But I love the Ron to Satan thing, so I'm here for it. Whatever kind of fight he's planning on Ron to Satan.
Oh, he's already releasing stuff.
And you know, they just announced the intense investigation they did on that hotel he owned or he was leasing. He made so much money off people in that hotel. Trump coming there and kissing his rear to get something from him.
Right. You know, I had said that typically in midterms, people don't vote on social issues. They vote on economic issues. Well, you know, I was off on that one because this time I think you're right. They did vote on social issues like the whole Roe v. Wade thing.
And the right to vote.
And the right to vote and against all the conspiracy, big lie BS.
Right.
So I look at this as a win for the Democrats. I do.
Oh, it definitely is making the Republicans kind of, you know, by the way, no one's heard from Don Jr.
Notice how they're all backpedaling. So we shall see.
Even Mo Brooks. Now Mo Brooks is calling Trump a liar.
Well, because the cockroaches don't have anywhere to hide anymore. So they need to either backpedal or figure out they change their tactics. Like Mitch McConnell, when he said, well, if we don't take the Senate, I'm going to retire. Let's see what happens to him. Let's see if he retires.
Yeah.
Anyway. All righty. So we get started. I have questions.
Yeah. Good.
This is a good one. Questions. Okay. 129 OLI asks, will the indictments help Dems keep the House? I will say one thing about that. My guides told me that like after these midterms that they wouldn't be decided for like 2 or 3 weeks afterwards. Remember, I remember saying that a lot.
Yeah.
We could still take the House. It's not out of the woods for us yet.
Well, I see people celebrating. Absolutely. Justice will be done.
Yay.
So yeah.
That's what I pick up.
10 of cups, six of cups, people toasting, people celebrating.
Well, wait, let me ask though, are the people celebrating the Democrats or the Republicans?
The Democrats. I asked about the Democrats.
Okay, got it. All right, question 2, and this is a good one. She says, now that a cruise in Sydney has 800 confirmed cases of COVID, will cruises become a thing of the past? And the answer is no, they will not.
No, they won't.
They're not going anywhere.
No.
You know, I don't think this is really going to hurt the cruise ship business whatsoever because the travel business is coming back with a
vengeance.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean,
people are just because they were stuck for several years, you know, they want to travel.
I've got 6 people that want to go to Italy next October. So I said, I'll take that trip and I'll sell that one too.
What do you guys do in Italy?
It'll be a rail tour of Italy, October the 9th. And they can, you know, call my office and ask about it. So we're going to go to Milan, Venice, Montecatini, Oh God, there's another place.
So it's
Siena.
an actual tour.
Yes. It's gonna be neat.
Okay.
We end up in Rome. It's all by rail. So
Ooh, I love rail.
yeah, it's gonna be fun. Okay, so Heather wants to know, how are the Americans feeling about the midterms? I think we just answered it. I'm sure that, well, you know, Trump's base is Trump's base. That's not going to change. But a lot of the other ones they're figuring they cannot keep going with this Trump BS. And so, and I think
Trump was a freak thing. He'll never be president again.
no.
And it was a freak thing that he got in there. And he really, the common denominator was hate.
And
he's got a solid 30% base, but that's all he's got.
That's it. And you know what's going to happen? This is going to bite to Satan as well, because, you know, he buddied up to Trump and people are going to see him as a Trump supporter. I mean, he's in a state where you can't even say gay or they're banning books. That's not going to hold up. That will not hold up. And I pulled a card to see what would happen to Satan if he would come down, and look what came up. Meaning,
what does that mean to you?
Well, my question was, well, does Satan have his fall?
Oh, he definitely will.
And I pulled the world, which means yes.
Well, Trump's already starting something, and I think there's some legal troubles or something coming on to Satan.
Huge.
A scandal, you guys.
Okay. Hold on a minute. Let me take a look. Somebody asked who was behind the Istanbul bombing, but I didn't know there was one. So
there was an Istanbul bombing, but I didn't pick up who it was.
Let's see. Kathy Rollins says the two of you are so much fun to watch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Just wait till you see us on the Paranormal.
He's already plugging it, you guys.
We'll be like, I ain't afraid of no ghost. Well, the dead ones won't hurt you. It's the live ones you got to worry about.
Right.
Anyway, she says, while it looks like Republicans might win the majority of seats in the House, sigh, you see all of them actually being sworn into office. Well, I do. But still, see, a lot of people think if some of the Republicans like MTG or Matt Gaetz, if they're investigated and they're taken out of office, that they're going to be replaced with a Democrat. But I think that depends on the state where they come from. And I think doesn't the governor of that state have to put in the same party? I might be mistaken, but I got to check.
I don't know. I didn't look up the legalities of that.
Yeah. So anyway,
I thought if it was a Democratic governor, they could put a Democratic choice. Yeah, that's what happens when you vote for Democrat or Republican. If someone goes down, they can choose who they want. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. If anybody out there knows, let us know.
Yeah, write us and tell us.
Or you can put it in the comments.
Right.
Don't say, Mel, you idiot. You should know that. All right. Ruthie H. Hi, Mel and Linda. Hi, Ruthie. Love you two together. She said, I just wanted to thank you for taking our questions and calming the political waters. That's very nice, actually.
That's so cool.
Sweetie. All right. Ooh, this is a good question by Barbara Davis. Will cinema and Manchin be rendered useless in the Senate now?
Ooh. Oh, I know cinema needs to go. Do you know when all this stuff was happening, she didn't come out and help Katie Hobbs at all? She did nothing.
Well, that's because Republicans have her in their back pocket.
Yeah, she's actually a Republican. And look, I'm going to tell you something. She may, in fact, be voted out come 2024. They may get a better person to replace her.
I always saw her voted out. Always.
Yeah.
And Manchin, too.
Yeah, I see them getting someone better in there.
I see a Democrat taking her spot. But
yeah.
A Democrat.
Yeah.
Here's what, I heard Al Sharpton say this and my psychic light bulb went on. I love Al Sharpton. He's so cool. He said that in Georgia, if if we would, that if it's a runoff and that decides the Senate, which now it's already decided because we got 50 votes or 50 seats, but that the Republicans will put a lot of money into Herschel Walker. But if we,
I see what you're saying.
yeah, because to take the Senate. But if we get like the 50 seats and then Georgia being 51, they're not going to put so much into her.
No, they're not. They're not going to put that much money.
So everybody, please, please, please talk up Warnock. In fact, the last live thing I did, it was an instant premiere. I think I got $100 and I donated that to the Warnock campaign.
Right.
So
I wrote a check yesterday and it's going out today.
Right. So
from everything I earned yesterday. So
let's everybody put your energy, your support behind Warnock.
Yeah.
Because I believe, when Al Sharpton said that, my light bulb went on. And now that we've got 50 seats, I don't think they're going to put so much into Herschel Walker, because if they do, they're going to look like idiots. And a lot of the Republicans, because Walker, I think, wasn't he endorsed by Trump and all of that stuff? And
he's Trump's pick.
Yeah, well, hello.
And listen, you guys, if you're like me, who made online and they write you and call you and cause so much chaos, I can't do that anymore. I get the mail, the snail mail address, Warnock for Georgia, P.O. Box 52227, Atlanta, Georgia 30355. Warnock for Georgia, P.O. Box 52227, Atlanta, Georgia 30355.
Thanks, Linda.
You're welcome.
That was not a plug, was it?
No, not to send money to Warnock. and a hummingbird just stood in my window looking at me. Like, okay, I get it.
Send it to Bodacious Tatas.
Bodacious Tatas. Yeah, send your money to Bodacious Tatas.
Or Auntie Mel. No teasing. That would be a good sitcom. Bodacious Tatas meets Auntie Mel.
And we'd be in a trailer park.
Oh my God. Oh, they have to be. No, it's Mobile Home, girl. Mobile Home.
Oh, I watched that movie again. Mad World.
Oh, I love that movie.
And that Ethel Merman was so funny. She has the most irritating voice.
Oh, I know.
She talked through the whole thing, and she was always hitting everybody with her purse. And oh my God, that movie was so, and Jonathan Winters, who I love, who I got to meet because of an event I went to when Stanley Kramer was still alive. And he is so funny. He said, I came here to do something for my friend Stanley. And he said there would be roasted chicken. And I've had the roasted chicken and it's pretty good. That's what he said. That's what it was hysterical.
I love when she sings, set the stage, light the lights. We've got nothing to reach but the heights.
What a voice she had. She had some voice.
Everything's coming up, Rose. I can't do Ethel Merman, but it was kind of cool. All right. Dakota Kelt wants to know. Hi, Dakota Kelt. Love you both. We love you too.
Love you too.
Kind of magic. Yes, it is. Will the indictments of the senators and House representatives affect or enhance the Democrats' power in Congress? It might set them up to win future elections, but I don't, I don't think it's going to change the balance hugely. In other words, what she's asking, if they're holding office, they're indicted and they have to leave office, then what happens?
I see even the Republicans starting up something, because Trump's about ready to have something big happen with indictments. And I see logical thinking Republicans saying, listen, can you still impeach him after he's out of office? Because it's almost like they're going to do something with some amendment or something. Maybe it's not impeachment, it's an amendment. That because he did this or because he's under this jurisdiction, he cannot run for president.
That's what I pick up. But the thing is, I think the Supreme Court, the people that he appointed, said that you couldn't impeach him because he was not a president anymore.
Yeah, but they make up their rules as they go along.
Well, that's going to change too. I see new justices. Shelley B, is Lindsey Graham Cracker, sorry, going to be removed from office in 2023 because of Georgia? I don't know in 2023, but I'll tell you.
He'll lose in 2024.
That's right. He's going to come down just like Trump did.
Yeah.
Big time. And you know what, Stacey Abrams, she's not done politically at all.
No.
She's going to be a big force in helping Warnock win down in Georgia. And we haven't heard the end of somebody corrected. It's pronounced, wait, I think she said Beto.
Beto.
Not
Beto.
Not Beto. Beto. Whatever. But he's not done yet either. But Beto. Beto? I don't know. Anyway. This is good. Barbara Howard wants to know. Linda Lovely and Mel the Bell. Oh, thank you.
There you go, girl. She got to. Oh, my ears are ringing even just now.
Ooh, my hearing aids are on fire.
There's going to be an earthquake pretty soon.
Yeah. Love you both, she says, endlessly. Will the Republicans start working across the table now that they have little power left? You know, that's a good question. That's a very good question.
I already said that.
Yes, you did.
I've been saying, listen, they're actually going to extend their hands. This is Biden's wish that he could work with everybody like the good old days across the table. And I'm telling you, that's going to happen. They're already talking out loud, and they need to go back and reevaluate what they're doing.
You had said this, and now I'm getting cold chills. I think they're going to try to get rid of McCarthy.
I think so too. I don't think he's going to be speaker.
And this is really a good one because my psychic light bulb just came on full force that I'm getting cold chills all over. Anna Macedo wants to know. She said, "Hi, Mel and Linda. Great to see you and Linda together. How long will the January 6th hearings last?" And so when I just read that question, it came through to me. They're going to last a lot longer than anybody is thinking right now.
So I was even thinking, even if we got one or two, I don't see the whole gang coming in together saying shut them down. Mm-mm. I'm seeing a lot of people voting to keep it going and not shutting it down who are Republicans.
Except for the people that got voted out, like Cheney, but I don't know if she could still be on it. And
Cheney won't be coming back because she was voted out.
Kinzinger, I don't know.
He's out.
Right. But still, I'm hearing it's not going away.
Cool. Yeah, they'll put a couple of Republicans in there to replace them. Good, solid people.
Carol Kushkin has a very, very good question.
Okay.
And, people wonder how Hitler came to power in Nazi Germany. It almost happened here. It did happen here for a while.
Yeah.
And so that segues into this question. And Carol, thank you, because I think it took a lot of courage to ask this question. She said, what will happen to all the anti-Semitism that has risen over the world since Trump was president? I see a bunch of people starting to speak up and say, we will not tolerate injustice or bigotry or prejudice of any kind.
Right.
Being part of the LGBTQ community, I know what it's like to be bullied and mistreated and discriminated against. And it wasn't pretty. No. And so that's why I speak up. We were talking about this yesterday. I said, I didn't want to lose my voice. And Linda, you're the one that got me to speak up. So you kept your voice. And being part Native, you've heard those horror stories about how Native people were discriminated.
My mother used to talk about it.
Right. So
drinking the fire water at the end of the table, saying she wasn't going to eat this white man's food that she just got done cooking. And we're sitting there starving like, but we're half white.
So that means you got half a meal.
Does that mean I can at least eat half the plate?
That means you get half the macaroni and cheese.
It's so interesting. My mom married a white man who, by the way, whose lineage goes all the way back to William the Lion, King David of Scotland. I can do my lineage on dad's side, no problem. But Mom, I went to the BIA. You should see what they did with the records. It's terrible.
You can't. Same with my grandfather, my maternal grandfather's side. His mother had been married to a Native American guy and had 3 kids out of wedlock with him. And you can't, yeah, she got around, that woman. I admire her. She died before I was born, but I thought, man, she got around. Yeah,
You
good
got
for
around.
her. She was born in like 1870 something. I don't know. Anyway, and I tried to trace it back, and
You couldn't get any. Yeah.
there's no records, So anyway, so I do at some point. Unfortunately, there's always going to be prejudiced and people who are bigots, but I see it becoming less and less acceptable and less tolerable, because a bunch of us, myself included, are going to keep speaking up and out about it.
Yeah.
That's my answer. But wasn't that a great question?
Well, this is kind of like the anger and the upset before the big blowout. It's like we're about ready to go into more of a peaceful nation. Not so much that we always had those below the ground KKK. Poor Ulysses S. Grant. I've been reading his book. He tried so hard to get rid of the KKK, but it kept coming up. But what's happening now is, as a nation, we're growing. We have different nations in the same nation. And these young kids that are coming in aren't going to put up with it.
No, the young kids coming in aren't bigoted, and they're not prejudiced, and they're inclusive, and that's very refreshing.
Right.
All right. This is a good one from Lois. This is different. This is a different one. She says, does someone with late Alzheimer's understand what you're saying to them? I used to be a social worker in geriatrics, and hearing is the last sense to go. I think they probably can't process what you're saying, but what they are reactive to is tone of voice. So if you're talking in a kind, caring, loving tone, they'll react to that. Albeit they can't process. They don't understand the words, but they understand the tone. And so I don't think so. They don't understand what you're saying, but the way you say it and the tone you use means a lot.
Right, because their brain is getting suffocated with protein matter.
Right.
So the brain can't function and be coherent. It's just not functioning.
No, it's got the nerve endings look like this, and in Alzheimer's they become tangled and all gunked up, and it's a horrible disease. All right. David Pendulum says, I love this Monday show. Yeah, so do we. All right. Yeah. He says, this is more of a comment than a question. I propose we collectively focus on following the outcome for U.S. House of Representatives election 22. Hold on a minute. He says, let's focus 220 blue and 215 red. I like that, actually. He says there are enough seats out there yet that are leaning blue or on the 50-50 line to manifest this outcome. Our collective focus can make it happen, I believe. And you know what? I believe that too.
Yep. Can I make it a little news? News?
For $5. No, go ahead.
Iranian parliament votes to execute the 15,000 protesters they've already arrested. 15,000 young protesters to be executed by Iran. If they do this, that's where it ends.
Yep.
This is where people don't care.
Right.
They come out with hammers, with anything they have, and they will fight them to the death. They kill their children, it's over. Did you see the Russian mothers that are going into the Ukraine right now to find their sons?
Oh, yeah.
You don't mess with mamas. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. You know what? I think they should put the women
in charge.
That's right.
If they do this, it will be the end of Iran as we know.
Look at the mothers in Argentina that spoke up when all those kids were arrested and killed and never heard from again. And the mothers had that movement, and it changed the government in Argentina.
Oh my God. They said Iran executions, young girls starting from 9 years old are being married to the guards and raped before being executed.
I heard that's what's going on in Ukraine, that a lot of the little girls, older
Oh,
women.
yeah, yeah. And they think, when everybody was saying, whoa, whoa, calm down, because they kept shooting at the Russians, even though they were running. But in their mind, they're thinking of the horrible things the Russians have done. And they don't care. That's like what's going to happen here with Iran. These citizens are going to up and, they'll probably have to kill most of them. I don't know, but
In
it's going to be bad.
Iran, if they think you're gay or are gay, they will put you to death.
Oh, yeah.
I have a friend who's a neurologist. He's here, but he told me that. But
Wow.
here's the thing. Here's what they're not counting on. We wonder how people could go some radicalized into Islam in countries like that. It's happening here. Look at the ultra-right Christian nationalist. So we can't criticize that. Like here.
And it's for some reason, it's the ones who quote unquote Christian that are ones that say, hang them, kill them.
Exactly.
Now, why do they always go to this anger and to this vulgarness?
Because
that's not what Jesus would say.
No, Jesus had room in his tent for everybody.
Yeah.
But you hit on something, Linda. If they execute those people, I think the people in Iran are already tired of the religious police, and they're tired of theocracy.
But if they vote to kill 15,000?
But there are people in this country that would also like to have a theocracy, the Christian nationalists, and it's not going to happen. It will not happen here. I won't say it won't happen here. It could. It almost did. But we're going to put the cleopas on that. And what's going to happen in Iran, you mark my words, if they murder those people, that's genocide. The people in Iran are going to take to the streets. The fear will not work. Those
I know. That's what I just said. Yeah.
Just like they revolted when they overturned the Shah, they're going to revolt and overturn the Ayatollahs. You watch.
Yeah.
You mark.
Oh yeah, that's.
You're right on. You're right on.
It's like step over this line, chump.
And I hope that they don't do that, but I think they will. And if they do, it's a grave mistake. And you know what's going to happen if they do that? There's going to be a lot of countries, United States included, that's going to cut help to Iran because they're going to be like, that is a violation.
It's not very, no. Killing these young girls. Oh my God.
Well, anybody who protested, you said, right?
Yeah. 9-year-olds.
Wow. That's horrible. Who could do that? Anyway. Okay. All in the name of God. I'm sure that God is really hopping mad.
Yeah. All these people, including Putin, are getting ready to come down.
Oh,
wait. I just got a gift certificate or a gift coupon for Red Lobster. So can we end this now?
You got to go get your shrimp or your lobster.
I got to get my shrimp.
All right. Sylvia Hanks, will we ever get a stimulus check? I saw money coming. I thought it'd be before the midterms, but what do you think, Linda?
You think that we should what?
She wants to know if they'll ever get a stimulus check.
I think another one will come before Biden does his second term.
I think so too. Okay. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, I love this name. You got to hear this name, Linda. Moxie Cha-Cha.
I love it. I think I've seen her before.
Ooh, that sounds like a drag.
I love that name.
I do too. But I like bodacious tatas as well. All right, you gotta listen to this one. This is good.
Okay.
All right. You kept us calm during the last several years. Thank you. I am wondering which one of the January 6th Republicans will be indicted first. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Lindsey Graham. Which one do you think?
Which one will be indicted?
Yes. Which one of the January 6th Republicans will be indicted first? She wants to know. Marjorie Taylor Greene, Jim Jordan, Lindsey Graham.
Why do I keep saying Marjorie?
I
keep saying Marjorie.
I got Marjorie. But Jim Jordan's not out of the woods either. Nor is Matt Gaetz. They've still got some stuff on Matt Gaetz they're still looking at.
Yeah, him and DeSatan.
Right.
Unknown caller.
Okay. Can you hear that? I hope not. It's coming through my
I heard it. What is it?
Oh, it's my phone going off. I apologize. Okay. Hold on a minute, Linda. I'm sorry. Okay. Oh, this is good. Judy, this is from Judy. She says, I'm so glad that we are no longer inundated with 45 spewing his rhetoric. If and when he announces his run for presidency, will we have to endure more of his motor mouthing off for long? No, we won't.
Well, he's going to be talking a lot on his Truth Social. He's going to be saying, and you know what? Here's what happens is the media loves it. So they're going to cut and paste and they're going to show the nation and we're going to be doing the Trump dance again.
But people are tired of hearing it, I think.
I think what'll happen is the numbers for the news stations is going to start going down because nobody wants to hear it anymore.
And now Trump is going after Fox News. Here,
What?
Here's a good point. What do you think is going to happen to Twitter?
Oh God, that guy is so bad.
Well, it's gonna tarnish his reputation irreparably.
He's gonna lose big time.
Right. I see a lot of people dropping off of Twitter.
Yeah, a lot of my friends have, even famous friends.
And a lot of lawsuits.
Yeah.
The
thing is, he thinks he's somebody, and he goes in there and he thinks he's cute, and he makes these statements that are so ugly. Like when Hillary Clinton said, this cannot be tolerated about Paul Pelosi being assaulted. And he said, well, that depends on who you talk to. And he put that fake news about Paul Pelosi asking this guy to come as a prostitute. Yeah. It was totally fake.
Wow. Right.
But instead of apologizing for it, he removed it right away. But instead of apologizing for it, he goes on like, you know what, don't stink.
But because he's like a Trump, he doesn't own his actions and he doesn't want to take responsibility.
He doesn't care. Yeah.
So that's how I
see. He wants to be somebody. He wants to be, he bought Tesla. He wasn't the one that came up with those cars. He went in there and took over. Right. And he's doing all these things, but let me tell you, he's just going to have one failure after the other. When I threw on him, his cards were terrible.
Well, Twitter is going to be in a lot of problems, the way I see it anyway. So
they just got rid of a whole bunch of people this weekend, didn't even give them notice, just blocked them from being able to log on to Twitter.
Isn't that horrible?
I mean, it's okay if you have to cut things down, but tell people. Amazon, by the way, just got rid of 10,000.
I think that they should, if they're going to lay off people like that and they're making more money than God, yeah. I think that the government should say, then you want to do all those layoffs, we're going to tax you more. And you can't price gouge then to make up the difference. And I see an end to this price gouging too. What do you think, Linda?
Yeah, well, they're really going to be on it. They're going to watch corporations taking advantage of something like COVID and turning around. And I mean, a lot of these prices were fake.
Of course.
But what's interesting is to watch how the prices are falling. Gas fell again this weekend, but even like chicken used to be like $25 for a packet of chicken breasts, like I used to get at Safeway. And now they're having it on sale for $6. It's dropping.
Right, because they got stuck with all that food. I got a freezer full I bought when it was on sale. Buy one, get one free. I bring it home and freeze it.
Oh, yeah, that was good times.
All right. Here, shifting to Putin, I was coming down the stairs this morning and I thought, I want to talk about this.
What?
Psychic light bulb went on and I saw a big tribunal, almost like it with the Nuremberg trials. And they were bringing people from Russia all about this Ukraine thing and all about the innocent people.
And crimes against humanity.
Correct. So.
Did you see Putin?
Yes.
Oh, I thought he might be dead before that.
Well, but that came into my mind, like, what if he's dead? But then they would still have the war crimes and you could still do that, the tribunal, even after he's dead, and still find him guilty of war crimes. And that's a warning to other people not to, even if he's dead, it doesn't matter. I still see a tribunal, and I see a lot of the people that supported Putin that were like his right-hand people, they'll be living. And I see them answering to this tribunal.
Yes, that I could see that happening for sure.
Yeah, that was really strong. And that, we all know that he tried to interfere in this election.
Getting their just rewards.
That's right.
Listen, it's been going, even in Germany, even the Nazis that did all, they're still finding them, or even when they're dead, they're finding out where they went.
Absolutely. But the other thing is that my guides told me that, Putin is the old KGB. And we all know that they had their hands in this election. They tried it this time and in other countries as well. But what happened in this country is sending him the message that your KGB tactics are no longer working. Your misinformation is not working. We ain't buying it.
Right.
So I see him gone. I don't see a long life for him at all.
It's getting ready to happen. Everybody said the spring of 2023.
It's coming because I can just feel this, this energy, Okay, Jill Hodges. Mel and Linda go together like peanut butter and jelly.
Right. This will have to be my last question because I'm on with Milu.
Will we see that trucker dude from a certain news channel ever get fired or arrested? I see him fired.
Which trucker dude?
It rhymes with trucker.
Oh. I don't see him getting arrested.
I see him fired.
But I see him fired, yeah. Well, let go. Going on vacation and never comes back.
Well, they'll give him an ultimatum.
My God, he's so funny. He always looks like he's sitting on the pot trying to squeeze one out. He always has that look.
With his bow tie?
He's always looking like some guy was on a show the other day. Somebody played it on the news, and the guy says, yeah, I guess we need to go back to the drawing board and rethink the things we're doing. And he had that constipated look.
All right. Somebody real quick, Sharon Sadowski wants to know, just check in on Biden's health. Biden looks pretty healthy to me. What do you think?
Yeah, he's doing fine. And by the way, they can't make any more comments about age because Grassley just got in there and he's 89.
There you go.
So don't tell me any more about age.
It ain't working.
I thought for sure Grassley was going to lose.
All right. So if you want to get a hold of Linda, watch her channel, Linda Grindel, Comanche Psychic. And,
yeah, but I'm not doing readings anymore, you guys.
And everybody watch Ron Carlson, Faces of the Forgotten, and Intangible Quests.
I'll post his link on my YouTube.
All right, thanks. And I'll put it up on mine. And if you want to get a hold of me, 847-590-5411. 847-590-5411. So
awesome.
Linda, next Monday, your channel, right, darling?
What?
Next Monday, your channel.
My channel. You want to do a live next time?
Let's do it live next time.
StreamYard. Okay.
All right, darling.
All right. Bye, you guys.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. 1 second here. I'm still recording.